I mean, Andre Johnson is probably I don't know, he's top 3, top 5 as far as wide receivers in the league right now. But, number one, I think he's 32 years old. He's getting up there. He has great hands. His speed is not. He's never been the fastest guy in the world. He needs someone to help open up the field with him, and he doesn't have that.
I just let me ask you a question. Do you think that the issue is that the Houston Texans offense doesn't match their defense? In the sense that I'm saying their defense, they do good at run defense because you can't run. I mean, you can't pass against them, so they can focus on the run. I mean, they're pass defense oriented, which means that you need to have a pass oriented or a high scoring offense, and they just don't have it. Arian Foster will churn the ball out on you and will run up the clock. Ben Tate will do the same. But if it comes from Shaw to actually go to, or even Yates when he showed up, I don't see an explosive offense. So when they have this defense here that is sheer amazing against the pass defense, I don't think it matches.
That goes back to what you were saying earlier about the play action. If you can't use the play action effectively, you can't open up the field.
Well, I think they need more weapons, and I think they have did Andre Johnson a disservice as far as him having someone on his side. I mean, you cannot be an effect. I mean, we see what's going on with Calvin Johnson, but you know why it's like that? Think about it like this: Calvin Johnson is able to do what he do because Detroit Lions have sucked for a lot of years.
Yeah.
So when you don't care and you just say, hey, he can get his yards as long as we win the game. Andre Johnson, when the team sucked, he pretty much got his stats. When they became competitive, you start to see a downward spiral as far as his numbers. And it's not that he's not talented. It's just because
they don't know how to spread the ball.
Well, no, it's because teams see that the Texans are viable. He's a key player on their team, and they have to shut down the key players. If your team sucks, the key player can do whatever they want to do. But they're going to win.
But how many weapons do Shaw need?
Exactly.
I mean, how many years he been there?
I think
in the league.
Ever since he's been a starter, you have to have someone that helps you in the middle of the field. To me, he doesn't have talent to check down. Who's he checking? Arian Foster.
That's what I'm saying. But see, that's what I'm saying. It seemed like it's not that he don't have no weapons at all. So that's my thing. When are they gonna start saying, "Hey"?
I didn't say he didn't have any weapons. I said he don't have enough weapons.
But how many does he need? It's not like the weapons he got just ain't nothing.
I think that you would see a more viable offense from the Texans if they had either a really good pass catching wide receiver that can stretch the field, or that can assist in stretching the field, and also that can help in the middle of that field. And then Andre Johnson will be able to do what he does best.
Hopkins can do that. He has great hands.
And that's what they got. That's what they want him for.
He good in this life.
Right, but beyond that, if you're looking at Hopkins as my key to the Super Bowl, then I think you're not competing for the Super Bowl.
No, I don't think they're thinking like that.
Yeah, I just feel like Rashad said, yes, anybody needs more weapons, but how many do you need? You have one of the best rushing games in the league,
right.
Outside of you have one of the best rushing leagues without a running quarterback. Let me say that. You have one of the best wide receivers to play in this last decade.
Okay, so is this Matt Shaw last chance?
I think so.
I don't.
I think so.
It can go either way. Go ahead.
The only reason I say that is because I don't see him winning games for this team. I see other people winning games except Shaw.
I agree with that.
I even see this defense improved so much with the addition of Ed Reed. That pass rush, you gonna throw up a lame duck pass in the middle of the field? I don't think so.
It's still painful.
It's gonna be so many opportunities to score, but I still don't see where Shaw is gonna.
So is Shaw turning into a weakness instead of a strength?
I don't think he's either right now.
Exactly.
He's just middle of the road, and your quarterback needs to be either a help or a hindrance. They can't be middle of the road. They can't be, because a hindrance means we need to look in a different direction. Help means this is the guy. If you just middle of the road, that means that you're just there. Now, I understand what you guys are saying about Arian Foster, and I think he's a beast. But if you, and we've seen this living in Atlanta, even though you're a great running team, that can work against you. Because you can be very methodical going down the field, getting 5 and 6, 7 here, and then that clock is eating away. And I hear what you guys are saying about the Texans defense. I love their front seven, but you're not going to convince me that they have great corners. And Ed Reed cannot be all over the place.
Jonathan Joseph?
Jonathan Joseph is, I don't think he's not as good as Reeves, the counterpart that he came out with.
Okay, Reeves is the number one, arguably number one, number two, but you gonna say Jonathan Joseph isn't as good?
Look at it this
When
way.
Jonathan Joseph was in Cincinnati, he was one of the top corners.
He was really
He
good.
won the top corners with Houston.
Oh,
And I'm looking at you play him.
Ray
you
Lewis
play
would be
him.
upset with you right now.
no, he wouldn't.
And I'm looking at you have him with he already has, and then you got Ed Reed. It ain't like Ed Reed just gonna let the boy be there.
Well, you know what? Okay, I can recant my statement live.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. Because when you look at it, Jonathan Joseph is someone who can cover, so Ed Reed can help. Other places, okay, we have.
I just think this defense is amazing, and they have to complement that defense on offense. But that's all on Shaw. Because everybody else still going to do the same thing. Arian Foster's still going to get his yards. Ben Tate's still going to back up and churn it out. Andre Johnson is still going to make plays. Owen Daniels is still going to get touchdowns and work the middle of the field. Schaub is the one who's got to get this thing going. But I'm going to ask you guys a question. True or false? The Jacksonville Jaguars has the most talent around their quarterback in this division.
Oh, that's a sneaky good question.
I
They do, actually.
feel like
Because C.C. Stroud was a breakout player last year.
I would say I think they have the most effort type guys around their quarterback. I don't want to say they have the most elite talent in this division because I think that I probably would have to lean more towards the Colts for that. So I would say false. But as far as effort, and I think like you said about what's my guy from Michigan, I love his energy. Shorts. I love that guy. I think these guys are going to give effort. Now, I think the problem with the Jacksonville Jaguars is from the top down. They don't want to talk about last year like Nightmare on Elm Street. We don't mention their name. I think that's ridiculous. You need to talk about last year because you need to look at some of the issues that your organization had. Number one is that quarterback. This is a man that he sees the pass rush come. He says, oh my God, they're big. And that is ridiculous to me.
I agree, but in the preseason, I admit I was shocked, and this was against the Jets, and we know the Jets. Say what you want to as much as they're horrible.
No, they
always have a good defense.
they got good.
And he carved them up by going into a no-huddle offense. And I was shocked. I didn't know who was at quarterback. I was like, oh, they put Chad Henne in. It was Gabbard.
But you know he ran that offense in college in Missouri. So that's to his advantage.
Well, yeah, I think you have to always put, especially a quarterback, because this is a quarterback-driven league now. You have to put that quarterback in the best position possible. If that's what he did, that he feel comfortable in, you got to put him in there.
Yeah, that's right.
But Blackman is a bust. I felt that way from day one. I've never been a fan of Blackman. Blackman is not good.
I can't.
Matter of fact,
I agree with that.
It's
No,
too early.
he's not good. He's not good.
Did you see that Houston game last year?
I don't care what type of game. I mean, the sun shines on a dog. The sun shines on a dog's
On
butt.
the Houston Texans.
The Houston
The
Texans.
sun shines
The best defense
on a
in the
dog's
league.
butt every so often.
That's true. but that
Statistically,
many
Pittsburgh
yards?
Steelers was the best team
Martin.
last year defense.
that's not true.
Everybody
Stadium.
Martin, everybody make mistakes. You can't let that put that forecast over his career just because of one mistake.
He's made quite a few mistakes. That's number one.
They put him in one suspension.
He's made quite a few mistakes. That's
Okay,
why
that's true.
That's why he dropped. Okay, because he should have been higher. I think he has the talent to be a solid number one in this league. I don't think he's an elite number one. I think he can be a solid number one. But I think this kid, I just don't see it with him. I just don't.